Hello, everybody. Dave Johnson from the Media Relations Office here at UW La Crosse with head football coach Mike Schmidt as we preview Saturday's regular season finale up at UW River Falls. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock. Coach, first, you're 7-2 overall, 4-2 in the WIC, ranked 7th in the West region, which we announced yesterday. The bids will come out Sunday night. Let's first talk about the regional ranking that just came out.
It's pretty cool to be even in the discussion right now. I think that's an awesome thing for our program. We'll find out Sunday night. I mean, we got to wait. We got to beat River Falls on Saturday, obviously, and that's where we understand the task that's ahead of us there. But I think it's just really cool to be in this discussion at this point, and to have that kind of turnaround has been really cool. And so to see everything and to watch it kind of play itself out has been a lot of fun. It's neat to gain that kind of national recognition again, and then also regionally with the coaches in the West, recognizing the schedule that we've played and the teams that we've played against.
And UWL is ranked both in the top 25 in the D3 football and in the ABCA. First time in the D3 football this year. You were in the ABCA League, or American Football Coaches, AFCA. Yep. So just talk about that too, national recognition, like you said.
Yeah, it's huge. And it's huge to get into the D3football.com ranking. It's just good to see that those guys who seem to be reluctant to give out any sort of rankings or love at times to see, and recognize that we had a nice win against Stout, great win against Platteville. We're a team that's for real. I mean, you look at what we've done this year. We lose at Whitewater. Those other teams that beat Whitewater didn't have to play at Whitewater. And we did it with our starting quarterback out, who is really one of the better players in the league, maybe in the entire West region. We lose him in the middle of that game on a short week that we have to go to that place. It's kind of cool to see now that these wins that have stacked up here, people are starting to appreciate what the kind of resume we're putting together for this group and this team right now.
Let's talk about the Stout game last week, 21-7 here at Roger Herring Stadium, the last regular season home game. 7-7 at halftime. And then a big scoreless third quarter, of course, and then Luke winning with a big interception to give you the lead, and then Nick Holcomb with a long touchdown catch in the fourth quarter as well.
I mean, the game was unbelievable. We just weren't playing the way we want to be playing in the first half, especially defensively. I know that we were slow kind of throughout offensively, but Stout has a great defense, and that's a good team, a really good team. And we knew what we were in for there. We just weren't playing the way we wanted to defensively. And then finally we made that switch in the third quarter and just kept giving our offense opportunities. And that's, as we've talked about all year on this stuff, is give them more opportunities, give Nick Holcomb more opportunities, and eventually it's going to come through. Winning pick six is incredible. I mean, and it's set up by Sean Parker punts the ball out at the 4-yard line, and then Nick or Luke comes through and has the pick six, and then you can hold Nick Holcomb down for a long time, but I'm just not sure you can stop the kid. He's just had a great season, and then that thing just shows it. He's kind of quiet, 51-yard touchdown, puts it away.
We've talked about Nick in the last, really all season.
Yeah.
But single season receiving yards and touchdowns on Saturday with that catch. Just, again, let's talk about his
statistically
career.
The best season that anybody's ever had here, and he's done it in 9 games so far. Hopefully we got some more coming up. Obviously we've got the 10th coming up. So statistically the best season that's ever happened here at UWL. That says a lot. We've had 45 guys go to the NFL. We've won 33 conference championships, 3 national championships, and for somebody to break records of some of those great players that have been here, that just it says it all. I mean, there's nothing more that has to be said. It'll certainly go down as one of the best seasons in UWL history for anybody at any position, and deserving. The kid deserves it. He's had a phenomenal year.
Talking about Luke Winnan, he was named the Defensive Player of the Week in the conference. He was named the D3 Football Team of the Week as well. 2nd interception return for a touchdown. And just talk about him in the defense. He had 5 turnovers. He forced 5 turnovers, including 4 interceptions against the Blue Devils.
Yeah, ridiculous how much disruption we had. 7 sacks. It was 6 forced fumbles overall. We only got 1 of them, but we forced 6 of them, and then the 4 interceptions. So I don't know that I've ever been a part of something like that. And it was just kind of like, once our guys smelled blood, they were just coming at it the whole time. And Luke Winnan, the play of the game is made by Luke Winnan. He misses a tackle on about the 25-yard line. 70 yards later, Luke Winnan makes the tackle in the same play, and 3 plays after that, we have an interception in the end zone to save points for us. The kid just seems to do everything right. The interception return and some of the big plays he's had, I just feel like he's been one of the best defensive backs in the league, if not the best defensive back in the league all year. He seems to have a big play at the most opportune moments all the time, and it just the way he's racked that up. He wasn't even a starter coming into the year, and without the injuries to Kissling early on and Weber early on, he might not even be playing. And the kid, we're he's probably going to be discussions for an all-conference type player. So what a year for Luke Winnan.
Let's talk about the River Falls. They're 4-5, 2-4 in the WIC. won 21-14 at Stevens Point. Their 4 conference losses, 13 points or fewer, including 31-28 at Oshkosh. They led that game with like 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the
This is a really good team. River Falls is a really good team, and boy, we have a lot of respect for them and what they're doing right now. It's a really good team. They had a really good win last week, and like you said, 2 weeks ago, kept it really close with a great Oshkosh team at Oshkosh. Mm-hmm. We know what we're up against here. We know this is a really good team. They've got one of the premier players in the league in Michael Diggins, their tailback, who's leading the league in scoring, rushing, everything. It feels like he's their guy. A really old school type offense that they got. Their quarterbacks have been playing really well the last couple of weeks. This is a really good team, and not to mention their defense, which has been fantastic all year. I mean, stopping the run, bringing a ton of pressure. They've got some great players out there. This is a really good team. We understand what we're up against. I don't know that anybody in the country has played this schedule where you've had to just go back to back to back through the gamut of Whitewater, Oshkosh, Platteville, and Stout and River Falls. You're at River Falls in the freezing cold, like our team has had with all the injuries we've had. This is going to be a heck of a football game, old school physical game, going to come down to who can stop the run and who can be opportunistic and hang on to the football.
Let's do that. We've done this throughout the season. Let's just say keys to you offensively, defensively, and special teams.
Yeah,
we like special teams since you're.
Yeah. Don't leave out the special teams. Don't leave out special teams. I do. I think we have to play really good on special teams here to make sure that field position stays in either one of our hands is going to be a huge part of this game. If we can maintain good field position, we feel pretty good about making them drive football. But they'll drive the football. I mean, they'll take short throws and they'll move the ball with Diggins, and they do a great job on third down with a lot of screen and draw and taking shots over the top. So they're really unpredictable, I think, in that regard, in their play calling and what they're doing there. But if we can hold Diggins in check, what is in check? Maybe under 100, if we can hold him under 100 or under 125, we'd feel pretty good about that, because I think he's probably going to get 35 to 40 carries on the day. And so if we can hold him to that, 3 yards a carry mark, I think that's kind of what we're looking for there. And then obviously on the outside, we've given up big plays, and we got to make sure those big plays don't turn into touchdowns. If we're okay giving up big plays as long as they don't directly lead into touchdowns. As long as we can tackle and play the next play, we'll feel pretty good. But the other side of it is going to be, can we pick up their pressures up front? They got a lot of. They're going to bring 5 or 6 guys. They're going to be moving all over the place. We got to be able to identify and just get on somebody. As long as we can not have free rushers into the backfield. And that's what we did a good job of last year, was making sure that it was Tarek last year, and might be Tarek again this week. But making sure that he had a little bit of time at least to find some guys and take the throws that they're going to give us and let our guys play on the perimeter.
Let's touch on special teams one more time. Just about Sean Parker and his punting, just pinning teams inside the 20-yard line. He's done it all year. Yeah,
his inside the 20 marks are unbelievable, to be honest with you. I mean, he's just done such a great job in that area, and that's where he's punted most of the time. Hey, consistency is always tough with a young kicker. He's had a couple things where you get frustrated with a guy, but not very many. Mm-hmm. And kicking inside the 20 has been unbelievable for this kid. He's a freshman from Portland, Oregon. What a great get this kid was for us. He's going to be a great punter for us down the road. And then on the other side of that, on the punt returns, Cal Mazer has a big 15-yard punt return that sets up the Holcomb touchdown 3 plays later. After we forced Stout to punt last week on a big stop, force him to punt, Cal is able to get out and get some yardage, and that's what sets up the Holcomb touchdown right after that. So, I think those are the kind of things that we just got to keep doing here, is be opportunistic to get field position and return punts, return kicks in a good fashion, and let Sean Parker keep punting it out of bounds inside the 20.
Again, UWL will travel to River Falls on Saturday to wrap up the regular season. Eagles, again, 7-2, 4-2 in the WIC. Kick off at 1 o'clock. Go to UWLathletics.com. You can see all the links there for the video, the audio, and the live stats. Good luck, Coach.
Thanks.